Joining us now to straighten all this out and give his analysis, my best friend, BFF, best friends forever, State Senator Joe Morrissey. Senator, it is great to have you on the John Fredericks Radio Network.
Thanks, John. It's an honor to be on your show this morning. It's a beautiful day, 2 days after Election Day, and everybody is working towards getting to the final result. And I am as well, and hopefully I can shed some light for your listening audience.
Okay, number one, I've been up. I got about 6 hours sleep in the last 3 days, right? So, but how are your kids? Let's just start. Can we start there? And then we'll get to politics.
I love talking about my kids.
How are your kids?
Yes. First of all, everybody is well. I was listening to your introduction again about who let the dogs out, and I'll never forget driving down the road, heading to All Saints to drop them all off, and that song came on, and Chase and Bella are in the back, out of their seats, let go of their seatbelts, and are dancing to "Who Let the Dogs Out?" Importantly, Bella gets to school. She's in kindergarten, and she's got her All Saints gear on, and she's leading all the little girls and boys in a chant of "Who let the girls out?" I mean, "Who let the dogs out?" Chase has had a rough week. He started off the week by getting a little trouble at school. He decided that it would be appropriate to put glue on his teacher's seat so that when she sat down, she couldn't get up. So that's what my 5-year-old did. But God has a strange way of getting even. And yesterday he swallowed a marble. Bella, he blames Bella because he swallowed he had the marble in his mouth, but Bella kicked him. So down goes the marble. Went to the doctor. Went to the hospital. Took X-rays, and he is in the process of hopefully passing that marble. But all the kids are doing well. They're healthy. You always have time to ask, so I'm blessed, man.
All right. I love it, Joe. Let's shift here a little bit.
You want to talk about the mayor?
The heck did the people of Richmond reelect this corrupt loser mayor again?
It's very simple. The mayor was in deep, deep trouble. But what happened? 3 legitimate candidates challenged him. Accordingly, the anti-Stoney vote, which was huge, what happened? It was split up among 3 candidates. Had either Kim Gray challenged him alone, or Alexis Rogers, or even the newbie Justin Griffin, he would be out of office. But he was able to squeak by because they all split up the anti-Stoney vote, and it's a shame. We have had 4 years, and I didn't say anything for 2 years because I wanted him to be successful. I wanted Richmond to be successful. Mm-hmm. But you look out now. I had a call from a very good African-American operative and City Hall employee, and he says, Carytown. Oh, he says, you want to park there now? It's no problem. It's a ghost town. Downtown, ghost town. Businesses that were opening or expanding are leaving Richmond. And that's because of the mayor. Mm-hmm. All right? He spent 2 years, $2 million on this white elephant, the Coliseum, which nobody wanted, and he wasted all that time and effort and energy that he could have been putting it into running the city. You know what the citizens want? Somebody that will run the city, not try to position themselves to run for higher office. And let me tell you the biggest bugaboo that I have. It's this. Stoney, in 2016, when my wife and I said that the Jefferson Davis statute should be moved, he said, quote, "Oh, that's just a joke." And then in 2017, when the Lee ancestors said, you really need to move this Lee statute, he says, oh, no. And then when the Monument Avenue Commission said, you've got to move the statutes, I'm not doing it. But then when his political career was in tatters because he tear-gassed folk, and he wasn't running the city in a fiscal prudent manner, what happened then? Then it was time to move the statutes. And he gave a campaign donor $1.8 million, and every contractor in the city said the job could have been done for $100,000. It is just, let me tell you something, John. If I had done 1/10 of what he did, I wouldn't have been indicted. I wouldn't have gone to trial. I would have gone directly to jail. Mm-hmm. And he has gotten the pass, and I am just, and many other people are incredulous. And I'm not even going to go down to some of his behavior and mannerisms that have been reported in the nocturnal hours of the day and night. I won't even go there. Mm-hmm. But it's extensive. And what happens? Our city suffers. One African-American, longtime city employee said, we see the mayor. He often comes in late, never stays late with his sleeves rolled up, working, but he's there for a press conference or to roll out something. He's not a worker bee. But you know where he is at night? He's at all the bars with his dude pals running around. Let me tell you something. You're not in bed at 9 o'clock. I'm in bed at 9 o'clock or 10 o'clock every night after I get the kids out because I got to get up at 5:30. I got to get my workout in. I got to get to work. I got to be productive. You can't be a productive citizen, much less a mayor, if you're out in the town 4 or 5 nights a week until 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning. Right. Anyway, that's how he won. He had $800,000, and they put on commercials saying, I moved the monument. He broke the law, disobeyed the city attorney's advice, did not hold a hearing before city council as the law required, and he was all over. He was the only person on TV, and those commercials, he essentially hoodwinked him. But his day will come. His day of reckoning will come. And let me say this on your show for the first time. Let me say this. I am looking now. If I can determine that I have standing to sue, I will sue on behalf of the city to recover that $1.8 million of unparalleled waste and give it back to the city. Hope he's listening right now, because that's what I'm going to do. Now, I am a Democrat, but I call it. That's the reason my show was so popular, John. I call it straight down the line, as I'm going to do it in a few moments on the presidential race.
All right, go ahead.
All right.
Well, wait. Let me just segue here. Let's get to that segue for a second. So, both of us are very disappointed in Stoney's victory. All right, he's a horrible mayor. So now, what do we do? I mean, we own businesses. We both own businesses in Richmond. You own a home in Richmond. I own 3 businesses in Richmond. So it's kind of my home. So now what do we do?
All right. You never quit. You never give up. You march. You just put one foot forward. I'm not giving up on the city. Okay. I've got real estate and businesses involved, and I'm gonna remain bullish. I am not of the mindset that a single poor performing mayor, okay, is going to destroy an iconic city, our capital city. I'm just not going there, John. I will not accept that, and I will move forward despite the mayor. I can't be any clearer than that.
Well, we got to do something because Richmond is an embarrassment, Joe. It's a complete embarrassment.
Judge Joy Taylor of the Richmond Circuit Court appointed a special prosecutor to investigate Stoney and the $1.8 million no-bid contract to a Stoney political donor. That prosecutor is out of Augusta County. That's being investigated now. Listen, there's a thing called karma, okay? It's, everything that goes around comes around, and I think he's going to be facing his Waterloo, and I think it's going to be sooner rather than later. But I'm getting nauseous. Can we stop talking about him and move on?
Okay, let's move on. We'll figure that out later, but I'm with you on this. Okay, give us your take on the presidential situation now.
Okay, my biggest gripe, the thing that I have the greatest amount of heartburn over, is the following. The national polls leading up to this election. I am furious. Here's why I'm furious, okay? We all read polls leading up to Election Day that the former vice president was up as much as 12. One poll said 14 points. All right? Remember, the poll said there was going to be a blue tsunami in the House. They were going to pick up 15 to 20 Democratic seats. All right? That the Senate was going to flip. And that, take a state like Wisconsin, it was up by 6 points. What happened? Those polls weren't wrong. They were wildly inaccurate. Now, why is that bad? For two reasons. Main Street media embraced those polls. And those polls were disseminated and published and put out by Main Street media, and it had an effect of diminishing the turnout. I consider the following. You wait until Election Day to vote, like some 50, 60 million Americans did. But on that morning, you got a choice. You cast your vote, or you got a doctor's appointment that you really don't want to miss. But you're told that in Wisconsin, Biden is up by 6 points, that the game is over. Some people say, you know what? I'm not going to waste my time. I'm going to go to the doctor's appointment. That one poll, Wisconsin was won by Biden by less than 1 point. But the polls had him up.
Joe, even worse than that, the Washington Post ABC poll for Wisconsin, the ABC poll, had Biden up by 17. 17.
Yeah, right. Well, stop right there. I didn't go there because I thought people would feel that I was embellishing, but you were correct. A major newspaper, the WAPO, Washington Post, to say that, is wrong enough. Here is the sin. The pollsters, folks, they were not giving you false numbers. They believed that they were giving it correct, but it was up to the Main Street media to look at their model for how they came up with those numbers, to scrutinize it and decide, is this good or a bad model? But they didn't do that. For example, there's a pollster who was considered, for lack of a more artful phrase, a pro-Trump pollster. His last name is Mayer, okay? And he predicted the Trump victory in 2016. He's been very, very spot on. Another pollster that's very spot on is Larry Sabato. But you know what? The mainstream media didn't report Mayer's polls because he had Trump winning the election. But instead, they report polls that the model for conducting the poll is highly flawed. How can the poll have Wisconsin up by 7, Biden up by 17 points? That's huge, and he wins it by a whisker, less than 1%.
Because you're exactly right. I mean, look,
that's wrong.
I mean, the only thing that we don't agree on is you think they were just wrong. If you look at the crosstabs of that Post poll, that ABC poll, Biden up by 17 in Wisconsin, I mean, they way oversampled Democrats. But they did it on purpose. See, you think, they just sucked. They did it on purpose. They did it to do what you said, suppress the vote, keep people home because, I'm going to vote for Trump. He's down by 17. Screw it. I'm not going to bother. So, but they knew exactly what they were doing. All of these polls, they had Biden winning Florida. They had Biden winning this, Biden winning that. Now, I do have to say they all had Biden winning Virginia by 12. He won by 9, so they were only off by 3. But, that's within the margin of error.
The polls had 20 20 more Democrats in the House of Representatives.
Right.
It went just the opposite.
Right, exactly.
There's a net gain of 5 Republicans.
Right.
Okay? And they also had the Senate flipping. Well, look, Tillis in North Carolina, Republican wins. Collins in Maine wins. Tommy Tuberville flips the seat in Alabama.
Right.
So there's not going to be a Republican shift. It's just that's what I have a problem with.
We're going to get John again tomorrow, Joe. I got to get John again tomorrow because I want your take. We have to break down Virginia for Republicans. And I was telling this story earlier. My goal as chairman of Virginia was to get 2 million voters for Trump. We thought if we did that, it's going to be very close. And we were tracking to it, worked our tails off. We got 2 million votes. We got 250 more thousand votes for Trump in 2020 than we got in 2016. And our margin of defeat doubled, went from 4.5 to 9, and we met our target. Problem is, they got another 500,000 people out. I don't know where you guys are getting these people, but we got to talk about Virginia and is there any hope for the GOP? But I'm out of time for this segment. Senator Joe Morrissey, thank you for being with us, Senator.